Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots, the show where tech truly meets real life. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. We're your guides from Snarful Solutions Group, broadcasting live from sunny Sacramento, California.
That's right.
Today's Friday, June 20th, 2025. And yeah, it's a beautiful 81 degrees Fahrenheit here. Hope you're all having a fantastic day wherever you tune in from.
Absolutely. And just a quick look at the broader landscape. The market's open today with the Dow Jones at 42,310.83 and the S&P 500 at 5,996.46. You know, these numbers often give us a bit of a pulse check on the momentum behind the kinds of big tech developments we're about to unpack.
Yeah, what's really striking about today's Snarful Tech article report is, well, how these three areas, they seem pretty disparate, right?
Right.
Personal smart devices, these huge national AI projects,
Right.
and then global data center partnerships.
Right.
They're not just connected, they actually kind of depend on each other. It really reveals this highly coordinated, maybe competitive global strategy. Tech giants, governments, all trying to shape the future of AI. It's a fascinating look at the massive investments driving this whole revolution.
Okay, let's jump straight into our first big story from the report then. Meta's new Oakley smart glasses.
Ah, yes.
Now, our source material, it admits they were initially pretty skeptical, expecting, typical wraparound glasses. A lot of non-athletes wear in a kind of cringe way. That's a direct quote.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
But it turns out these aren't just any smart glasses. We're talking the Oakley Meta HSTN. And our sources say, look, not only are they packed with serious upgrades, but they actually look better too.
And that aesthetic part is, well, it's a key differentiator here, isn't it? These aren't trying to be, clunky tech strapped to your face.
Right.
That limited edition pair with the gold polarized lenses, white finish, gold accents, it really stands out.
Yeah, it sounds pretty sharp.
They somehow blend that sort of classic rounded lens vibe with a sporty edge. So yeah, versatile, workout, or just hanging out.
Okay.
And crucially, they've got Oakley's Presium lens tech. Now, for people who don't know, this uses like special dyes that actually manipulate light at the molecular level.
Wow.
Yeah. So it dramatically enhances vision, boosts contrast. You get a much better clarity than, standard lenses.
Okay, so beyond looking sharp, where do they really step up from the Ray-Ban Metas? Functionality-wise.
Right, the upgrades. Our report highlights some pretty significant ones.
Like?
Battery life, for one. It's reportedly doubled for typical use, so up to 8 hours.
8 hours is pretty good for glasses.
It is. And 19 hours on standby.
Yeah.
Plus, get this, up to 48 hours total if you use the charging case.
Okay, that's substantial.
And for video, big jump. From 1080p to a much sharper 3K video recorder.
Nice.
Plus, you get those pretty powerful open-ear speakers for music while you train. And IPX4 water resistance, so, sweat, light rain, no problem.
Handles the elements.
Yeah.
And the price.
They start at $399. The limited edition is $499. Pre-orders kick off July 11th.
And good news for folks like me.
Ah, yes, they're all RX ready, so you can swap in your prescription lenses.
Perfect.
But look, the real innovation here, the thing that's most impactful, I think, for daily life is how Meta AI becomes your own personal coach.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, the current Ray-Ban Metas have, a helpful assistant, basic vision AI stuff. But the Oakleys, they're designed for actionable advice to actually help improve your sports performance.
Like how? Give me an example.
Okay, imagine you're golfing. You can ask Meta AI about the wind strength. And it won't just tell you the speed. It can advise you on how to, angle your shot correctly based on that wind.
Whoa, okay. That's different.
Exactly. It's personalized guidance, not just data. Our source actually called it one of the first pairs I've seen with really thoughtful implementations like this. So for anyone really looking to, fine-tune their game, this is genuinely groundbreaking.
Yeah, I can see that. And this whole Meta and EssilorLuxottica partnership, it's expanding beyond Ray-Ban now.
It's a big strategic move, yeah.
Yeah.
First expansion. And the report even hints Prada glasses might be next.
Prada, wow.
That shows a bigger trend, too. You've got Alphabet working with Warby Parker on glasses with Google's Gemini AI.
Right, I saw that.
Snap's apparently got new AR glasses coming next year. And Meta itself is working on other things, camera-equipped wireless earphones, even more advanced Artemis AR AI glasses planned for like 2027.
So this isn't just a new gadget thing anymore. It's like the beginning of truly intelligent wearables becoming normal.
Pretty much. Think about it for professionals, instant contextual info on the go. For families, maybe enhanced communication or even personalized learning, it's the start of something big.
Okay, so personal AI in your glasses, that's one piece.
Exactly. But that personal AI needs massive power behind it,
Right.
which takes us from glasses to the truly colossal infrastructure needed to run these things nationwide.
Right.
Our next segment looks at these, frankly, ambitious and pretty hotly debated trillion-dollar AI investments.
Indeed. The numbers flying around in our sources are just huge. $100 billion, maybe even $1 trillion for AI infrastructure.
It's almost hard to wrap your head around that scale, isn't it?
It really is.
SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son has reportedly been pitching U.S. officials, including former President Trump, on this massive AI and robotics manufacturing hub.
A hub in the U.S.?
Yeah. The goal is to seriously expand AI capabilities within the U.S., and the projection is, wow, 100,000 jobs created.
100,000 jobs. That's significant.
And part of this is a joint venture, interestingly named Stargate.
Stargate.
Putting together SoftBank, OpenAI, that's Sam Altman's company, and Oracle with Larry Ellison.
Heavy hitters.
Absolutely. And President Trump publicly announced plans for up to $500 billion in private sector investment for AI infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
He really stressed keeping this development in this country, versus competitors like China.
Right, the national security angle.
And even mentioned using emergency declarations to speed up construction. Larry Ellison confirmed 10 data centers for this are already being built in Texas, with more planned.
10 centers already underway. Wow.
But this raises the big question. How realistic are these just monumental figures? And what does it say about the urgency everyone feels about building AI capacity?
Yeah, because there was pushback, right?
Oh, immediately. Elon Musk jumped in, responding to OpenAI, saying they deploy $100 billion immediately. Musk tweeted basically, they don't have the money. SoftBank has well under $10 secured.
Ouch.
Yeah. But Sam Altman shot back pretty fast with just wrong, as you surely know.
Okay, so some serious tech titan drama there.
It really reveals the deep mistrust and fierce competition at the absolute top of the AI game.
Yeah.
Pledges this big get question instantly. It shows the narrative around AI investment is almost as important as the actual money.
So for businesses listening, what's the takeaway?
It means understanding that the very foundation for future AI, it's a massive battleground right now. And who wins these infrastructure plays could really shape who leads the next tech era.
And this isn't SoftBank's first big pledge, is it?
No, you're right. It kind of echoes that 2016 pledge. They made $50 billion, 50,000 jobs. That one, well, it was substantial, but maybe didn't quite hit the initial huge numbers.
Okay.
The money for Stargate, the sources suggest, could come from different places. SoftBank controls Vision Fund, the chipmaker arm.
Right.
But looking bigger picture, it just underscores this intense global race for AI dominance. You have major players throwing vast resources, seeking political help. It's not just about building data centers. It's about national power, economic leadership.
Which actually brings us neatly to our third story from the Snarful report.
Exactly. Let's head across the globe to South Korea. Another huge AI infrastructure project is taking shape there. It really highlights how global and interconnected this whole AI build-out is.
So what's happening in South Korea?
Well, what's really striking here is this partnership between the South Korean giant SK Group and AWS Amazon Web Services.
Okay.
They're planning to build South Korea's largest, most powerful AI data center. It's going to be in Ulsan. And AWS is putting in, wait for it, $4 billion.
$4 billion from AWS alone.
Yeah, just for this one project. Construction starts in August. The initial plan is a 103 megawatt data center. They'll eventually hold about 60,000 GPUs.
60,000 GPUs. That's serious compute power.
It is. The timeline is 41 megawatts ready by November 2027, then the full 103 megawatts by February 2029.
Okay.
With long-term vision.
Yeah.
Even bigger. They want to scale the site eventually to a gigawatt class facility. 1 gigawatt.
A gigawatt. That's city-level power demand, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. It highlights the energy challenge.
Yeah.
But critically, the site is near SK Gas's LNG power plant. So stable power delivery is baked into the plan. That kind of integration shows the level of future-proofing needed for AI.
And this Ulsan project, it's part of a bigger strategy for SK Group.
Oh, definitely. It plugs into their broader AI infrastructure superhighway and their AI pyramid strategy. Sounds fancy, but basically
It involves
building multiple hyperscale AI data centers, ADCs, across South Korea, all over 100 megawatts.
Yeah.
Launching a cloud platform, GPU as a service, or GPU AS.
So businesses can rent GPU power.
Exactly. On demand. Think renting supercomputing time when you need it. And also expanding edge AI processing data closer to where it's generated for faster real-time analysis.
Makes sense.
And SK's own companies, SK Telecom, SK Broadband, SK Gas, SK Hynix, they're all pouring in resources. Telecom and Broadband alone are planning another $2.5 billion for AI stuff by 2028.
So for businesses over there, or maybe even globally, this means easier access to serious computing power.
Absolutely. It could really change things from, optimizing supply chains to totally new kinds of customer service AI.
And SK Group, they've made big international investments before, right? Not just in Korea.
That's a key point. This isn't their first major global play. Remember back in 2022, they announced plans to invest $22 billion in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, across different sectors.
Right. Semiconductors, green energy, bioscience,
Okay.
like $15 billion for semiconductor R&D facilities, $5 billion for green energy, EV charging, hydrogen, and $7 billion for EV battery plants with Ford in Tennessee and Kentucky.
Huge commitments.
And SK Hynix, their chip division, separately plans to invest $75 billion by 2028 just in AI and chips.
$75 billion.
It really drives home how truly global, how intricately connected this whole effort to build AI's foundation is. National borders seem almost secondary in this tech race. It impacts everything: jobs, trade, global competition.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. We've covered smart glasses getting smarter, massive, almost unbelievable infrastructure projects in the US, and similar huge builds in South Korea. What does this all mean for you, our listeners? For families, for businesses?
Well, we've seen today this relentless drive, right, to weave AI into everything. From the glasses you might wear, making them active coaches, to the absolutely massive computing power being built globally. The infrastructure underpinning our entire digital world, and these colossal investments pouring in across continents.
It really paints a picture of rapid change, driven by these huge technological ambitions.
Yeah, today's stories, they really spotlight the sheer scale of ambition and the money flowing in. For professionals, expect new tools, boosting productivity, maybe even performance coaching like with the glasses.
Right.
For families, it points towards a future where everyday devices are just smarter, more responsive, more helpful.
And for businesses,
it underscores that critical need, doesn't it? To really understand and figure out how to leverage this next wave of AI infrastructure. Because the future isn't just about the AI idea, it's about who builds the plumbing to make it all work.
a powerful reminder. And that's our look at what's connecting the dots in tech today. We really do thrive on your curiosity, transforming all that information out there into something clear and hopefully compelling.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep that hunger for knowledge alive.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.